I still remember the exact second my heartburn turned into homicide. It was the moment my mother looked at my 9-year-old daughter, handed her a toilet brush dripping with blue cleaner, and said, loud enough for the whole room to hear, the golden grandchildren unwrap dreams. Mine scrub toilets so they learn gratitude. My son Elias, 12 going on 40, whispered, Dad, is this normal? And something inside me that had been bleeding quietly for 15 years finally snapped clean in half. That was Christmas Eve. This is the confession I've never told a single passenger in 12 years of driving nights. My name's Caleb Rowe. 38. I smell like vinyl seats, winter air, and the cheap pine tree I hang from the mirror to hide the smell of puke and broken promises. I know every dark corner of this city. I know which streets flood when it rains, which bars close last, which husbands cry in my back seat because their wives finally said the quiet part out loud. But I never knew how dark the corners of my own family could get until the night my kids became the hired help in their grandmother's house. We used to call my mother's place the showcase. 3-bedroom colonial, fresh paint every spring, Christmas tree so big it scraped the ceiling. I parked my beat-up sedan 3 blocks away so my sister Vanessa's new Range Rover could have the driveway. My wife Celine carried the cookies we'd stayed up baking. Elias and Luna held hands on the ice because I couldn't afford to lose another kid to a broken wrist and an ER bill. Inside smelled like cinnamon and judgment. Vanessa was already posed in the leather recliner like a queen on a throne. Her husband Derek was holding court by the fireplace, explaining crypto to my mother's decorative reindeer. Their twins, Noah and Harper, 10 years old and already fluent in entitlement, were shaking boxes like they were cracking safes. Our pile of gifts looked like an apology. Their pile looked like a Best Buy exploded. Dinner was a slow-motion car crash. Mom refilled Derek's plate 3 times, told Elias to slow down like a civilized person, then sent Luna to the garage for extra napkins because little girls should be helpful. When I mentioned Elias had just won the regional chess tournament, Mom patted my hand and said, "That's cute, honey. The twins are doing Mandarin and fencing now. Real resumes." Then came the gifts. The twins ripped paper like wild animals. MacBook Air. Another MacBook Air. AirPods Max iPads. They screamed, hugged Grandma, posed for the photo Vanessa was already editing for Instagram. Mom clapped twice, sharp, like a schoolteacher. Elias, Luna, bathrooms need touching up before dessert. Brushes are under the sink. I thought the room had gone silent. It hadn't. Vanessa laughed. Derek smirked. Mom smiled like she'd just dropped the punchline of the year. Golden grandchildren get gifts, she said, eyes glittering. Yours get chores. The toilet brush hung from Elias's hand like a dead thing. Luna's lip trembled. And I swear the Christmas lights flickered the second my heart flatlined. I told my kids to sit. Mom's eyebrow arched so high it almost touched her hairline. Caleb. Warning tone. I looked her dead in the eye. Dessert can wait. We left before pie. Drove home in silence thick enough to choke on. Celine didn't tell me to let it go this time. She just reached over and laced her fingers through mine so hard it hurt. 2:13 a.m. I couldn't sleep. Streetlight slicing across the ceiling like a prison bar. I opened the laptop, went to the folder marked, in case I ever grow a spine, and moved one single PDF into the desktop. The deed to my mother's house, transferred into my name 2 years ago, temporarily, so she could refinance. I'd sat on hold for 6 hours, printed 187 pages, paid the notary. She thanked me with a casserole and a pat on the head. I clicked. Transfer ownership. Watched the progress bar crawl. It didn't feel like revenge. It felt like exhaling after holding my breath since I was 14. Christmas morning, 7 a.m. sharp. Family group chat blowing up. Mom, brunch at my house, bring the kids. Vanessa, can't wait to see my favorite nieces and nephews. I typed one-handed while the coffee brewed. Change of plans. Brunch at our house. You have 30 minutes to pack what belongs to you. Anything left behind goes to the shed for 30 days, then Goodwill. Clock starts now. Attached, the recorded deed showing the house solely in Caleb Rowe. The screaming emojis came fast. I set the phone down, looked at my kids eating cereal in their pajamas, and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Come. 7:28 a.m. Tires screeched outside. Vanessa stormed in first, no knock, followed by Derek carrying a Starbucks tray like a shield. Mom brought up the rear in slippers and fury. Vanessa saw the stacked boxes by the door, labeled in black Sharpie. Vanessa and Derek, holiday decor. Mom, Santa plate collection. Twins, arts and crafts overflow. She laughed, high and brittle. This is a joke, right? I slid the printed deed across the kitchen table. House is in my name. Has been for 2 years. I'm simply reclaiming what's mine. Derek puffed up. You can't just. I can. And I did. Mom's voice went deadly quiet. After everything I've done for you. I leaned in. Name one thing that didn't come with a receipt I had to pay. Silence. Vanessa tried tears. You're punishing my children for. No, I cut in. I'm done letting you punish mine. Mom scanned the one-page agreement I drafted at 3 a.m. No duplicate keys without written consent. No more borrowing money with zero intention of repayment. No treating Elias and Luna like unpaid staff. Ever. Sign, and you can keep using the garage for storage. Don't sign, take your stuff now. Mom shoved it back. We're family. We don't do contracts. I pointed to my kids coloring at the coffee table with the $4 crayons we could actually afford. Family also doesn't hand one set of grandkids toilet brushes while the others get $1,500 laptops. Derek muttered about lawyers. I smiled for the first time all morning. Bring one. I've got receipts for every dime I've ever given you people. Discovery should be fun. The air went still, like the moment before a fistfight. Mom looked at Elias dead in the eye, searching for the little boy who used to fix her computer for free. He looked back, steady. Something in her face cracked, just a hairline fracture, then sealed right back up. She turned on her heel. We'll be back with a truck. Vanessa grabbed boxes, crying harder, theatrical, live-streaming her victimhood to her stories before she even reached the porch. They were gone by 8:05. The house felt bigger. Like lungs finally allowed to expand. We ate cinnamon toast off paper plates. Luna stuck a bow on my head and declared me king of good boundaries. Elias asked if Grandma would hate us forever. I told him hate is a luxury we don't have room for. We have room for peace instead. By noon the extended family group chat was a war zone. Aunties wailing. Cousins threatening to unfollow. Vanessa posted a tear-streaked selfie, when your own brother weaponizes paperwork on Jesus' birthday. Mom commented a prayer hands emoji and, forgive them, they know not what they do. I turned the phone face down and took my family sledding on the $10 plastic saucers we'd bought instead of the twins' private ski lessons. That night I worked the Christmas shift. Picked up a woman outside the Marriott who'd just walked out of her own sister's house. She stared out the window, mascara rivers down her cheeks. Softly she said, I always knew I was the spare. Tonight they finally said it out loud. I met her eyes in the mirror. There's still time, I told her. 2 days later Mom showed up alone. No makeup. Hair in a messy bun. Knocked, actual knock. I let her in. She sat at the same table, wrapped her hands around a plain mug like it might burn her. After 5 silent minutes she whispered, I signed it. Then, quieter, I was trying to give the twins what I never gave you. I didn't flinch. You gave me plenty. You gave me the lesson that love can be measured in price tags. I just chose to unlearn it. She left without hugging me. Some wounds are too old for band-aids. Vanessa still hasn't signed. She's lawyering up with Derek's college buddy who passed the bar on the 4th try. Good luck to them. Here's what I know now. The meter never stops running, not in a cab, not in a family. Somebody always pays. I just decided it wasn't going to be my kids anymore. So tell me, because I still lie awake asking myself this. If the people who are supposed to love you most hand your children toilet brushes while there's unwrap the future. How long do you keep scrubbing before you finally burn the damn house down? Or walk away and build one where every kid gets to open a gift instead of cleaning up someone else's mess? If that had been your little girl clutching that brush, would you have waited as long as I did? Drop your answer below. I read every single one. And if you're still carrying someone else's dirt because you were taught love looks like self-erasure, it's never too late to put the brush down. Thanks for riding with me tonight. See you in the next one.